Franklin D. Roosevelt's presidency and the Democratic-controlled Congress in 1937 executed several actions that critics labeled as having deeply negative and prejudicial consequences, despite being framed as necessary to combat the Great Depression. A primary and immediate example of this critique is the court packing plan, formerly known as the Judicial Procedures Reform Bill, proposed in February 1937. This move was widely condemned as an unethical attempt to manipulate the checks and balances of the U.S. government. The Supreme Court had struck down key elements of the New Deal, frustrating Roosevelt. His proposed solution was to allow the president to appoint an additional Supreme Court justice for every sitting justice over the age of 70.5 years, which would have enabled him to immediately add up to 6 new justices. This was correctly seen by a bipartisan group of critics as a calculated measure to pack the bench with justices sympathetic to his policies, thus undermining the judiciary's independence and removing a critical check on executive and legislative power. While the bill ultimately failed due to widespread opposition, even within his own Democratic Party, this political maneuver severely damaged Roosevelt's reputation, demonstrating a willingness to prioritize political expediency over institutional integrity. Finally, the economic misjudgment that triggered the Roosevelt recession of 1937 to 1938. Believing the economy had sufficiently recovered, the Roosevelt administration prematurely and dramatically reduced federal spending on vital relief and public works programs like the Works Progress Administration and the Public Works Administration. Simultaneously, the Federal Reserve tightened the money supply. This drastic withdrawal of fiscal stimulus caused a major economic contraction. Industrial production rapidly declined, and the unemployment rate, which had been gradually decreasing, shot back up to 19% by 1938. This ill-timed decision demonstrated a profound error in economic policy. The recession abruptly halted the nation's recovery, plunging millions of Americans back into severe poverty and hardship, thereby undermining much of the positive relief work that had been accomplished in the preceding years. This action serves as a crucial example of a policy choice that led directly to a major and widespread negative outcome for the American public.